Hello from Dundee Red Theatre. My name is Joan Clevillé and I'm the Artistic Director of Scottish Dance Theatre. Thank you for joining us in this online event celebrating Chapter 1 of Every Map Has a Scale. This event marks the release of the final 2 documentation videos by Digital Artist Genevieve Reeves. In the first video, we'll tell you more about the creation process and the artists involved in the work. In the second one, you'll get to experience the performance filmed across different locations in Dundee last autumn. During this event, myself and other members of the team will be available on the live chat, so we encourage you to make questions and leave your comments. We also invite you to respond to a short survey about the work and your experience tonight, which you will find in the description box below. Thank you for being here. Your presence means a lot to us right now. We hope that you enjoyed tonight's performance. Stay safe and see you soon. My name is Joan Clevillé and I'm the Artistic Director of Scottish Dance Theatre. The idea for Every Map Has a Scale came from the moment that we're all living just now, from a desire to connect with the place that we live and the people that live here, our own communities. I've always been fascinated by maps, and in particular I'm interested in this idea of scale, of this possibility to zoom in and out of a map, but also as dancers of our own sensations and our own perception. So the possibility to really zoom in into very fine detail, maybe inside your body, and then zoom out to take in the environment, or even things that are so big that are just in your imagination. Place is really important for this piece. In fact, it is what's at the core of it, because it's about understanding where we live, not only from a geographic point of view, but also the colors, the architecture, the animals, and of course the people, the communities that live in a place. So for us, this project is just, in a way, an excuse to get to know better the place that we live in. So during the process, the dancers chose different neighbourhoods in Dundee to explore, and we went there in field trips, and we chose them for a variety of reasons. We wanted to have a range of places, perhaps places with a more historical background, with more weight, and places that we didn't know at all or almost at all, and then places that we knew really well, like the neighbourhood where some of us live, and get it to know better in a more meaningful way and in a different way, looking at it through different eyes.
So we've incorporated like youth cooking groups and adult cooking groups. So they actually harvest the things, learn what they are, how to identify them or how to grow them.
A lady that collects these, she's got like that here.
So do you sell them mainly here or do you sell them online? Both.
You'd be surprised at things.
Obviously, the COVID-19 pandemic has brought some limitations and parameters, but in a way that's a creative challenge that we've tried to look at as an opportunity and as a starting point. Obviously, the practice in the studio had to be safe, so we found ways of practicing that are socially distanced, and the score that we've devised that we are sharing in public spaces make sure that we're not getting close to each other or indeed to members of the public. costume and prop designer Zephyr Little has been a really integral part of the creative process. She has really been embedded in the process from the very beginning, so her way of working is really organic and really in collaboration with myself and the dancers. So we decided to take as a base these working overalls because we wanted to reference the industrial heritage of Dundee and its working class atmosphere. And we also wanted to bring an element of design and creativity. We wanted to reflect the thriving creative community in Dundee, and Zephyr worked with these handmade screen prints to bring color and shape into these overalls. She created those screen prints by observing rehearsals. She would capture the movement of the dancers, how they played with the space and the negative space. And she also took lots of walks around Dundee to try and soak in the palette of the different neighbourhoods and the details of the architecture. So all of that has really created a really layered costume design. The text in the piece forms random verses of poetry, and they just give us a sort of a stepping stone when we are watching the performance. They conjure images relating to what may be happening in this city or in this neighborhood or in this planet, and they just give us a way into what we're watching, and they stimulate images in our minds. Simone Kenyon is a contributor as well of this work, and she really shared her expertise in working and developing work for outdoor environments, develop and heighten our awareness, and to help us understand how does a location work, how does the energy flow, and that's really crucial for this piece.
Good.
Must be happy. I love the texture.
You know, people's related, like, body.
Working with our associate director, Jess Thorpe, was really key to understand how the work was going to meet its audience and how communities were going to interact with it. She helped us understand that there are different layers of engagement that happen around the work. And some of them are really direct and easy to recognize, but sometimes the engagement is not so obvious. Sometimes it happens when you see people looking from their windows, or even just stopping from a distance, maybe taking a picture with their phone. And all of that is engagement that is inspired by the work. Working with Digital Artist Genevieve Reeves has been really crucial to add a whole new dimension to the project. She was working from the very beginning in the process, so she was with us in the studio as we went out in field trips to the different neighborhoods, and of course she was there when we were sharing the work as a live stream performance, and that develops a trust and an understanding, especially with the dancers. That means nobody is aware anymore that there is a camera around, so the conversations the intimacy of little moments that she has really been able to capture them and share them with an audience. And I think that's something that we have never been able to do before. And for me, it's hugely exciting to think how we make our processes more transparent and how do we share all the richness of a creative process with an audience. And working with Genevieve has really allowed us to explore that. I'm also interested in sharing the diversity that makes up the city of Dundee, because very often it's very easy to just put a blanket on a city, or even for ourselves it has been a really wonderful journey of discovering so much variety, so many nuances in our own communities, and I hope that we can share some of that with our audiences through this documentation. There is a real openness and generosity in communities when we bring dance. I think we've been actually surprised by how generous and grateful communities have been for our presence. Just being there with them at this moment in time has felt incredibly powerful. And I think sometimes we can buy into narratives that tell us that dance is not accessible, or that perhaps communities are not ready to see contemporary art or contemporary dance, and for us the experience has been completely different. And when you just make sure that there are ways in for people, that that you're open for a conversation, people are incredibly curious about what you are doing.
Yeah, I think most people during lockdown. It's time consuming. Yeah.
Put it over them again.
So after chapter 1, we need to take stock and just investigate all the different threads that have emerged. We have met so many amazing people that are really open and interested in collaborating with us. We have discovered so many hidden gems and hidden corners of this city. So there is a process now of reflecting, understanding what has emerged, and then developing new chapters and new iterations of this work. Our desire is to take it to many different places. We want to get to know the communities that are around our city in Tayside, around Scotland, and around the world. And this project is becoming a really useful tool to do this, because it allows for a dialogue and mutual curiosity. So we are really hoping to expand and take this project beyond our city.
That is Bruno Mars there. And just the way you are, I'm Grant Thompson. Right, coming up before it's 4 o'clock this afternoon, before I head home, I'll play Clean Bandit with Mabel, 24 Karat Gold, and that new tune, Tick.